What's up, y'all? Welcome to this episode of Keep It Positive, Sweetie. Today we are talking about survivor's remorse. And when I think about survivor's remorse, the quote that comes to mind is, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown." And I have with me my dear friend, my brother from another mother, the Isaac Carree. Oh my God. First of all, I'm so happy to have you. You are one of my
Yo,
favorite people in the world. You
wow.
are so talented, so funny. I don't know if y'all know Ike, but Ike is a comedian. Like, he is so funny. But we've known each other since like 2007 or 8, when
Yes.
I was still living in DC.
Yep.
And I ended up moving to Atlanta in 2009. And I remember we had lunch. It was Olive Garden.
Uh-huh.
I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. I don't know Atlanta. He's like, come, let's sit down and have a talk. And the first thing you told me is, Crystal, you need to find a church home. So you gave me a list of churches, and
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay. And I found a church, but that was the type of guidance I needed.
Yeah.
And you still help me find church homes. One thing I gonna do is make sure you in
Make sure you in church.
Shout out Dr. Darius Daniels and Pastor Shamika at
Yes.
Change Church. You got me in there, and I'm super happy. But let's talk about your journey. And a lot of people know you from the gospel
Mm-hmm.
world. But I want to kind of know like how you got there, what it was like, because a lot of people feel like they see the outcome, but they don't see the work and things
Yes.
that went through it and what
Yeah.
you went through to get
But
there.
first of all, I want to say thank you for having me. Like I'm sitting here like in awe of like what God has done in your life, your journey, your hard work, your dedication, your persistence, your consistency. Like success hasn't changed you. And you just got it on you. It's on you. And it's funny because when I look at you, it's like your trajectory is still going up. It's like eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard
Oh,
the things that's coming,
sha
and
ba
the
ba
thing.
ba.
It's like I've literally had a front row seat
Yeah,
to see where you started and where you are, and I'm just so proud of you.
yeah.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you. I just had to get that out the way. Got to give you your flowers because you
Thank you,
deserve it.
brother. Thank you.
Oh man, my journey, Crystal, is interesting. I started, first of all, you probably wouldn't know this. I dropped out of high school to start singing. I dropped out
Wow.
of high school my 11th grade year.
So you knew this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I knew or I was guessing. It was one of the two. But I was going to figure something out.
Right.
And I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina, small city in North Carolina. And I just had an opportunity, and I was like, music, traveling the world, or school. And I loved school because I played sports. Played basketball, played football.
Okay.
When I realized I was good, but I wasn't good enough, I had to fall back on what I knew I was good at,
Yeah,
which
that's
was
that
singing, right?
Oof.
So I got an opportunity to travel the world with John P. Key at the age of 17.
Wow.
And I took off, man. I just went. And my mother was like, absolutely not. And I literally ran away. She went out of town for a church convention.
Like, you ran away from
Yeah,
home.
because I'm going to tell you what happened. That's so stupid, right? So what happened was, my mother told me, you can sing with him. Because we traveled on the weekends. We would travel like Fridays, Saturday, Sunday, come home Sunday night. She said, you can go as long as on Mondays you get up for school.
Okay.
I'm like, oh,
That's fair.
easy. Let's run. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I would go, but we'd get home like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning from a trip.
Yeah.
And then he lived in Charlotte, so the bus would drop us off in Charlotte. Then I had to drive an hour to Greensboro.
Oh man, yeah.
So I'm getting up at school. I could be at school. I get up at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to go. She was like, okay, well, you don't want to travel no more.
Yeah.
And she literally just drew a hard line in the sand. You're not going no more. It's done until you finish. And she went out of town for a church conference, and I moved to Charlotte and never came back.
This is gold. Oh my goodness. Wow.
And I didn't talk to my mama for a month. I was scared to take her calls. There
I
wasn't no
bet
cell
you
phones
would.
back then and all
Yeah.
that. Wasn't no beepers even.
Right.
But I wasn't calling home. And I think behind my back, John had called her and told her I got him. Because my mom knew John for years.
Oh wow.
So she'll let him know, like he'll let her know I got him, he good. But I was afraid to call because I knew if I heard my mama's voice, I was going home.
Yep.
I knew it. It was like, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And I went to Charlotte and I figured it out. And I started traveling the world. And I fell in love with what I was just doing at church on Sundays. Seeing the world, seeing how people responded to it, growing, seeing my gift evolve. I was like, oh, I think I could do this.
Yeah.
And I'm young and I'm excited. And from that, it's been all gas, no break ever since then.
No, literally.
Yeah, that was in 1990. So I've been doing
Wow.
music professionally for 33 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so
Longevity.
it's been a journey. It's been a blessing. And I still scratch my head now. I guess we'll get into later on in our conversation, like why God still chooses me after all these years.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people come and go. I've seen people hit a mountain peak and then they
yes.
fall off in a season. And it's like, what is it about me that you see in me that you want people to still call my phone? You want people to still interested in me.
Yes.
I can't put my finger on it other than it's the grace of God.
Grace of God, and
You
that's
know,
survivor's remorse.
It's like being from North Carolina. I was just telling my friend the other day, I was like, yo, I think sometimes good people have a hard time connecting with other good people. It's almost like the bad people build the relationships with good people and then they abuse it.
Oh.
But when you find a good person, you never really find that good person that you connect with and grow with.
Yes.
It's really hard. And I was like, being from North Carolina, I've always been a person who supported other people, pushed people, and I'm always on the back burner. And I don't say that from a guilt perspective. I genuinely support my friends.
You do.
Yeah,
You will scream to the mountaintop for your friends.
I have no jealous bone in my body. I don't covet what anybody else has. I really support.
All right, Ike,
but
it's early.
I
Don't get me to.
You know, because I believe that God rewards those who support others. And you see what I'm saying?
Repeat that for the people.
God rewards those who supports others.
Okay.
You know,
I
not
need that to
necessarily
go on the bottom. They need to scroll down on the
not
screen.
not trying to be jealous of you, not being
Yes.
envious of you, not hitting you with the guilt of, are you changing? Well, I am changing because I'm growing.
Yes,
but
I
that
can't
doesn't
say the
necessarily mean
same.
it's negative.
Exactly.
So going through that thing, that's the things that go through my mind every day. Like, why is God still choosing me and using me and creating opportunity? Like, I'm here with you. Anybody would die to be on this sofa talking to you. And the fact that you called me, it wasn't just because we cool. It was because you saw something in me.
Absolutely.
That you felt like added value to what you're doing, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm like, why God? So that's that survivor's remorse that I battle with every day.
Bro, me too.
Oh my God.
Me too.
It like keeps me up at night. It keeps me tossing and turning because I just cannot put my finger on it. And I think that's a sign of our humility.
Yes.
You know, feeling like understanding that God wants us, but He doesn't need us.
Yes.
Yeah, I want
I
you
hope
to
y'all
be.
taking notes.
Yeah, I want you. I
Yes.
gave you the gift. I gave you the ability, but I can use somebody else.
Yes, but I chose you.
But I chose you.
And I think for me, it's an immense sense of gratitude, but also knowing that I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
And He continues to be like, no, it's still you. Go, 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 go. I got you. And I'm like, there's times where I sit like, Lord, the things I've done, and you are still so
Oh my
grateful.
God.
And you still chose
Now
me.
you on my street. You on my street now. Because Crystal, I know I've done so much that I should be disqualified. I know I've done so much that completely disqualifies me from the race.
Yes.
And yet and still, He's like,
I got
my
the
grace is sufficient for you.
Yes.
Keep going.
Keep going.
And here's the thing that started bothering me probably like a year and a half ago. As I saw myself evolving and changing, not professionally, but spiritually, emotionally, healing from the inside out.
Yes.
I saw that people never see you for where you are. They only see you for where you were.
That's it. That's it.
So they never really give you, we talk and preach and hear about second chances and giving people another chance and forgiving, but people can bring your name up and be like, oh, him? Oh, yeah, now he this or he that, based off what I used to be.
Oh,
because they
God.
never give themselves an opportunity to sit down and say,
wait, he's changed.
He has changed.
Yeah.
He has evolved.
Yes.
You know? And
if they looked at themselves, they would see they aren't perfect. They're not the same as they were.
Right.
But people are so holier than thou that they can't even see, and they hold your past against you.
100%.
Yeah.
And the greatest deliverance I ever got in my life was being delivered from people. The opinions of people, how they felt about me, what they thought about me. You know, it's like when I stopped caring about what they said because I knew who I was. And Pastor Derek says this all the time. And when he said it, it hit me like a ton of bricks. He said, you can never be happy with yourself until you see yourself the way God sees you.
Wow.
Not out of the
That's
lenses of
powerful.
people.
Yes.
But if you see yourself the way God sees you, it changes everything exponentially.
Yes.
Everything changes in your life.
Everything
And it's like,
changes.
yo, so you mean to tell me it's really about what God says about me and how he sees me versus trying to please people on social media, trying to get likes, trying to be liked.
Yes. Yes.
Because who you've been called to, that's your tribe.
It is.
And your tribe knows your vibe.
Yes.
They do. Like the people that's in your life, Crystal,
Yeah.
they know who you are, how you are, and they rock with you.
They do.
They push you, they support you. So it's like, you find yourself being cool with like, I don't need no new friends.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I love everybody I'm with. Yeah.
I'm straight. And because those are the people that's gonna push you to your next.
Exactly.
So that's been my thing. So I'm just grateful, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time as you were on this journey that you felt like stress from like family or friends and adjusting to your fame?
Yeah.
Like whether it was like people expecting things from you or like you mentioned earlier, like, oh, you done changed. Did you ever deal with that?
Absolutely. That's been the one for me, more so some family, more so friends and colleagues, people that you kind of came up in the ranks with.
Yeah.
And then when you see yourself kind of, and I say this humbly, distancing yourself because maybe they took a different road or route.
Get out my business. What you say, dude? Get out my business.
Yeah. And when you see yourself distancing yourself from that person, not because you said anything or did anything wrong, just because your trajectory is just at a different pace and speed. And they hit you with the, oh, you different.
Yeah.
You changing.
Yeah.
You know, put me on. And it's like,
Or I should be where you are, like, why?
yeah. And it's like, yo, I literally had a person that used to be my friend. He told me one time, when I was successful, you supported me. When you became successful, I got jealous.
He admitted
He
that.
admitted it. Now, I gave him kudos for admitting it.
Yeah.
But after you admitted it, you didn't pivot.
Oh.
You stayed. This woman crazy.
Bitty mama. Shut up. Okay, all right. Oh,
Crystal.
Lord. You better stop preaching. Get out of my business.
You didn't, like, it's one thing to own it,
but you ain't
but
pivot.
you didn't pivot. You stayed in that space.
Jesus.
That can't be your home. That can't be your resting place.
My God.
You got to be like, once I admit it,
Yes.
and once I acknowledge that this is the feeling that I felt,
Yeah.
how do I move from that space so I can be free from it?
Yes.
But it's almost like you wanted me to join you. And I don't have the capacity I don't drive my car looking in my rearview mirror.
Yeah.
I look out the windshield.
Exactly.
Because if I only stare at that rearview mirror, I'm going to hit something. Because I'm only looking at what's behind me.
Yeah.
I move forward, you know, so, and it just didn't work. So that's when I started understanding that relationships are for a season. And I'm going to tell you the book that changed my life. And I'm not a big reader, but I read this book and it changed everything for me. Immediately. It was Pastor Darius Daniels' book. Shout out to my pastor. But it was a book called Relational Intelligence.
Wow. Okay, I gotta get it.
Oh, this book is everything. It breaks up relationships from friendships, associates, assignments. It has all these different categories.
Wow.
And it shows you that some people that you are really on assignment with has the potential to be a friend, but not necessarily will be your friend. You're on assignment. That means I'm here to do a job. And when my job is done, we can be cordial, we can be cool, we can share a couple of laughs. But when I'm done, I'm done.
I'm done. Yeah.
If you see me as a friend and I don't feel the same way, that doesn't make me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm on assignment. I understand my assignment. An associate, we can work together. We can be in close proximity, being business partners or whatever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're friends. And then you have your friendship. So all those relationships can turn into something, but when they don't is when it gets weird.
Yes.
When somebody wants something from you that you don't have the capacity to give to them.
Yeah.
So it really helps you understand that every relationship is not equal.
It's not.
And our hearts and our compassion and our guilt, our survivor's remorse makes us feel like you have to overextend yourself to somebody that you don't really want to. Because you don't want to feel like you being arrogant, you being funny. You know, they call, you look at the phone like,
right.
What's up, bro?
Right.
And you like, oh God.
It's too much energy.
It's too much. It's like,
Yeah.
that's not your friend.
No.
And it's okay.
Yep.
And they may not understand that. But as long as you do, you can move forward without guilt, without shame, without anything.
Yes.
So those are the things I dealt with. And it was hard because people want what you have, but they don't want to go through what you went through to get what you have.
No, seriously. I deal with it. I
Yeah.
deal with people like coveting or wanting what I have,
Oh my
but
God.
have not done the years of work that it took to get here.
And sacrifice.
So
Because
much
before
sacrifice.
that was the work ethic. It was the sacrifices that you had to make to get, even in the mind frame to say, okay, buckle down, do this. Like,
Yes.
they don't understand when you were styling and you were doing fashion,
Yeah.
but you had a goal to do something else.
Yes.
And Tyler didn't even know.
He didn't even know.
But you didn't try to force that on him.
No.
You played your role. And
people
you
don't
waited
know
on the right time.
Yes.
And then God exalted you. People don't understand that.
God exalted me. Yes.
That's why nobody can pull you down.
Period.
Because nobody put you up.
Ow!
How can somebody take something from you that they didn't give to you? It don't even make sense. Like it doesn't make sense how you can take something from me that you did not give to me.
You didn't, yeah. And then they keep looking like, damn, like she's still, Lord.
No, go ahead.
She's still going higher and higher.
Absolutely.
It's like,
They can't fathom that. But they don't understand that there was a process that you had to go through. Because you're the type of person, I'm the type of person, several people have this ability to understand that when I get it, I'm going to make sure that I don't lose it. I'm going to cherish it. I'm going to honor it.
Yes.
I'm going to treat it correctly. Some people take it for granted.
They do.
Because they think, oh, another gig, I can do this, another opportunity.
No, and that's what I told Tyler when he's like, I'm gonna give you Fatima, and it's gonna be a small role. What you do with it is up to you.
It's up to you.
And then I was like, I looked that man in the eyes. I said, I will not let you down, because I knew if I had one shot, if somebody, because it was so many no's and so many doors shut in my face. I knew that if one person believed in me, everybody's gonna be like, wait, we've been looking over this girl this whole time. I said, I'm about to show everybody. Just
But
give
look
me
at
a
his
shot.
life.
Yes.
Nobody gave him a shot.
Nobody gave him a
That's
shot.
why can't nobody take it from him.
Exactly.
Like, I tried it y'all's way, and y'all told me it wasn't good enough.
Yep.
So I didn't play by y'all rules.
No.
God gave me another road,
Yeah.
and I'm on my street.
And he's on his street. He's he got thousands of people behind him.
So
as far as like the people that he's brought up.
it can be done, but it's like, what will you do with what God gave you?
Yeah.
You know, how will you maximize that? And I've tried to do it over these last 33 years. You're doing it now, and it don't stop.
It don't stop. You said something earlier, and this is something that I've been struggling with, that I've talked to Dinorah about and my therapist. I had an anxiety attack. My first real anxiety attack. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are you afraid of? And I literally said, I'm afraid of losing it all. I'm afraid that I've worked for all this and that I'm not gonna be able to keep it up. I done bought this big house. Like, are the roads gonna keep coming? And when I bought that, and then Dinorah, even when we were gonna do this podcast, originally she wanted to call it the Abundant Life with Crystal Renee. And in that meeting, in my thoughts, I was like, but what if it's not always like this? I said, what if it's not always abundant? What if I can't keep this up? And like with everything going on, it was like the top of the year has just been crazy.
Yeah.
And I literally I got to LA Oscars weekend, and it was like somebody was taking my heart and just squeezing it, and it was just trying to beat through the squeezing. And I was like, what is happening? Vision was going blurred, and I was like, am I having a heart attack? Like, what is happening? And it was an anxiety attack. And I've gotten so good at suppressing what I'm feeling that I don't just let it go. And a friend of mine saw me that night, and he said, I just want to make sure you're okay. Because he had just given a speech for Gina Prince Blythewood, the director of Woman King.
Yeah.
And he literally beelined off the stage and came straight to me. It was as if God was like, she needs to hear this.
Yeah.
And he was like, Crystal, he said, because he said, thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you for smiling even when you're going through things. He said, because in this industry, we're always like, yeah, everything's good.
Yeah.
And we're breaking down inside. And like all that resonated with me, and he came right to me, and I was like, bro, I had my first anxiety attack today. And he said, what I've learned to do is when it comes, don't try to stop it. Just let it come and let it go. Because when you try to stop it, you're stopping the emotions that you need to get out. Just go through it. And I was like, that's so real, but I was so afraid of losing it.
Yeah.
You know, and I never said this to her. And like a few days later, Dinorah got on her Instagram and she goes, it just came to me. She was like, why when God does something for us and he shows us what he can do we feel like that he won't continue to do it? And I was like, Dinorah, that spoke to me because when you said abundant living with Crystal, I was like, it may not always be like this and we're going to have to change the name of the show.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. It's amazing that you say that. The reason that we feel that way is because the way we were raised.
Yeah, wow.
We were raised, this goes back from, you know, whether it's a church upbringing, our ethnicity, we've always been at the bottom of the barrel trying to claw our way out to the top, to just get some light, to get to the top, right?
Yes.
And when you've been fighting so long to get opportunity, because we're not necessarily known for actually helping one another.
We're not.
Because we're always competing with one another.
Yes.
You know, because it's like, if I help Crystal, then Crystal's gonna take my shine.
Yeah.
So then everybody's gonna start, all the light is gonna start illuminating off Crystal, and then my light's gonna get dim. And I'm gonna fade up. That's not how it works.
But
that's how we've been trained. That's all we saw. And so what happens is, when we have these attacks, when we have these moments, it's almost like we don't realize that the work has already been done. What's happening in your life has already been written.
Yeah.
Like God already knows, like, this is done.
Yeah.
The problem is his ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts.
They're not. Ooh.
So we think of God and how he manifests things in our life the way we think of each other.
Yes.
Like, I can look at Crystal like, oh, Crystal keeps spending that money. She's gonna be broke in a year. So he wanna do that. He know he can't afford that car.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
We see each other the way we see each other.
Yes.
We don't see each other out of the lenses of the way God sees us. So his ways are our ways, so we can't understand his ways. So it's natural for us to be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, because we've seen so many other people
we've seen it
dwindle away opportunities and resources.
Yes.
But when you're in God and you're with God and he's put the breath of life on your career, on your life, on your ministry, can't nothing stop that.
Yeah.
So it's literally being transformed by the renewing of our minds.
Yes.
We have to, like, that moment was God reminding you, don't fight me.
Don't fight.
And I don't need your help.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I got this.
I got it. Yeah.
And when we calm down, it's something. I have anxiety attacks. I one of my biggest things that I struggle with in life is fear. Fear of dying. Fear, that it's just like I could have an anxiety attack like at the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, and what happens is when I went to counseling my counselor asked me, what do you do to stop it? How do you get from where you are in that moment to the next phase?
Yeah.
And I say, I start thinking about something else. I literally take my mind, and I don't have all the scientific neurologist sayings that she said, but she said something, one part of your brain it does this. But when you trigger the other side, it actually washes away that fear, that anxiety that you have. So she said, you didn't even know what you were doing. But you were doing exactly as a counselor what I would tell you to do. You have to think on these other things. And when you're in God, we can quote a scripture.
Yep.
We can take our minds back to something that we heard that will give us that peace that surpasses all understanding.
Yes.
So it's not abnormal, but the more we keep reminding ourselves, that's why people have these affirmations on their mirrors and pictures in their homes, because they need to be reminded of what God said about them.
Daily.
So that, because we can't take this with us. I've never seen a hearse pull a U-Haul. You can't. When we gone, we gone. But you can enjoy the life you have.
Yeah.
And sometimes survivor's remorse makes us feel guilty for being able to enjoy what other people can enjoy.
Yeah.
So we try to dumb down. Oh, I got on a nice watch. Oh, I got on necklaces. This is too much.
It's too much.
Huh?
Yes. I felt that sometimes. I say, Crystal, you worked hard for this. Is this what you like? That's what you like.
Because you don't even have, if people take the time to know you, you don't even have a spirit that says, look at me, I'm flaunting.
No.
People will look at you because you're beautiful. People will look at you because you smile. People will look at you because you illuminate good energy and good vibes. But somebody who's a hater, somebody who's jealous will go, oh, she just wants to see she got on this.
Yeah.
That's your mind. Don't project that on me.
Yes.
So we internalize how people feel about us.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm glad that you experienced that, even though I know it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because the next time you'll know exactly what to do. How, you know, the fact that the young man came to you and said what he said,
Yeah.
it's just that reminder that, Crystal, you earned this.
Yep.
You deserve this.
And I had to remember that.
You did. And girl, it's about to get crazier. So you better get all that out your system now.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. It is. I know for me, when it comes to like family and friends and success, I've had friends, other people will ask them, well, why Crystal hasn't put you on? You know, like I've had those.
How did you handle that though?
And I said, well, what did you say? And she was like, well, I just don't think that's our friendship. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you support me in other ways. And I was like, yeah, I said, and for me, it's like, you never asked me to put you on, but do you feel like that? Because even my brother was like, yeah, my friend was like, you mean your sister hasn't bought you a house? Because I know if my sister was making that money, she would have, and I brought my brother a house.
Right.
But like this was before, and I was just like, I said, and what did you say? And he was like, I told him, I was like, I don't expect nothing from my sister. And he was like, and if she does that, then that's what she does. He was like, but I don't look at it as like, well, if
you're obligated
to do it. Then I was like, so why'd you tell me that? Because I feel like you telling me that this is how you really feel too, you know?
You're projecting it on me.
Yeah, you're projecting it.
It's almost like I ain't saying it.
Yeah.
It's what people are saying, which makes you feel guilty to do something. Well, dog, should I do this for my brother?
Yeah.
Should I do?
Am I not doing enough, you know?
Because people, we just live in a society, and it's sad to say, but we live in a society where people don't want to work for anything.
They don't.
Like, I mean, people are still using the pandemic as an excuse not to go back to work.
Yes. We've moved on.
We don't want to work.
Yeah. We don't.
And I believe that what you put into a thing is what you get out of a thing. So, Crystal, I cannot expect anything from you if I didn't put anything in it to help you get what you got.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I can't project it on you. I have to genuinely be like, yo, see, what happens is you get more when you do less. Like, I used to say all the time, like, the way to get anything from me is don't ask me for nothing.
Let me tell you something right now. Tyler Perry is the most giving person. And I see people come to him all the time. I need this or this, whatever. I don't want nothing from that man.
Yeah.
But that's just who he is. He's done more for me than anybody in this world has ever done. And it's just not always monetary. I'm just talking about even like the advice
wisdom,
and
the knowledge,
that he gives me. But the only thing I ever asked him or told him was like, Tyler, this is what I want to do. And it wasn't until after 5 years of styling him. But that's a prime example of like, you get more and I don't consciously I'm not gonna ask for nothing because I want to get something, you know, or I just never wanted him to feel like this is another person.
But you know what probably pricked this out, and I can't speak on his behalf, but people like him who are successful, who are rich, who are just highly sought after, everybody wants something.
Everybody wants something.
So when you run across a fresh person, a fresh spirit, a fresh soul, that can handle being around it, but not making you feel like I need something from you.
Yep.
They never forget, Crystal.
Yeah. No,
they
didn't.
never forget.
Yeah.
It may not be when you think.
Yeah.
But when you least expect it.
Yes.
They never forget. And I believe that's the way the way up is down.
Yeah. Oh!
That's the way up.
Yes. Oh my God.
The lower you are, the more humble you are, the more you'll be exalted. And it's like I told somebody the other day, I said, yo, I don't chase money.
No.
I chase opportunity and I chase relationships.
Yeah.
Like when I'm in a room with somebody great, I don't have to be seen, heard. I just want to be there because I'm going to get something out this room that I can use to help me.
Yes.
Like when you build relationships with people, relationships are way more valuable than money.
Yeah,
money expires.
Yep.
A good relationship, when honored, when respected, can live a lifetime.
Yes. Yes.
That will produce money.
Yes.
That will produce opportunity.
Yeah.
So when you're money,
you're gonna get the tools that you need from that person to go get it by yourself, you know?
Like I'm at a place in my life where I'm not gonna say this because I am rich in faith. But I'm not a person who's like, oh, I got this. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
But I know I'm blessed beyond measure.
Yes.
And I do things now based off how I feel, not based off my bills.
Yes.
Like, would it kill me if I lended my gift, my talent to my friend and not charge you a dime?
Yeah.
Because I know that when people forget you, God always remembers. So we are products of God. Like people are your resource. God is your source.
Oh,
So when you give people the
are
power
you
that you feel like, I need
preaching?
you for this, I need you for that, I need you for this,
yeah.
then that's when manipulation, over you, using you, overworking you, underpaying you, all that comes into play. But when you understand, I want this opportunity, but God is my source.
Yeah.
So I'll never go without, I'll never lack
Never.
because he got me.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
those are the things. So I love the fact that you were able to be around the success.
Yeah.
See other people, smile,
Yes.
push them.
Yes.
And all along, you got this dream on the inside of you that you kept to yourself.
Yeah.
When it was time, God created the opportunity.
Yes.
You maximize it. And here's the key. When it came, you was ready. You didn't get ready. You was already ready.
I was already ready. And I wouldn't have been ready if it had come before.
People pray, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want this. And if somebody dropped it on your lap, you wouldn't know what to do with it.
No, it's like, right. But everything that God put me through in that journey, when it came, even those years with Tyler, I was learning how to manage business.
Come on now.
I was like literally, I'm hearing the conversation, like, okay, this is how you do this. I'm learning how to move in these crowds. He's like, Crystal, you can't move like this. You need to get your home in a trust. You need to have security. Why are you walking out, as Dinorah too? Like, you can't be going everywhere by yourself now. You know what I'm saying? Even everything. He's like, why are you doing that? No, this is what you need to do. And I'm like, okay. Even getting this house. I was like looking at like houses cheaper. I'm not gonna give you numbers, but you know what I'm saying?
Stuff beneath your privilege.
Yeah, and he was like, it was still like expensive, but it was like, Tyler was like, what are you doing? He was like, I know you feel like you just got just got one foot in the door, but you're already through the door.
Woo.
And he was like, go get the house you want. And he was like, because what's gonna happen, you're gonna be just like me. He said, I went and got this house. Okay, this is what I can afford. I'm not gonna go broke if I get this house. He said, and 3 years later, I was like, why am I in this house? And then I got to go sell this and then get the one I really want.
Absolutely.
When you should have already got the one you want, because God's going to keep providing.
He's going to keep providing.
He said, it's going to keep coming, Crystal. He was like, look at your trajectory.
Yes.
And I look at it since I started working at the studio every year since 2012, my life has gotten better and better and better, tripling, doubling, quadrupling times over. And even to piggyback off what you said about the going down to come up. When Zatima came about, someone went up to Tyler and was like, you really gonna give Chris her own show? He said, that girl sacrificed 5 years of her life for me and never said a word. You think I'm not gonna bless her?
Come on, man.
Like, and that's the real thing.
And that's the thing though. So you're blessed, but then people wonder, why is he still blessed? Because he's blessing people.
Yes.
Like,
and that's another thing I learned. You gotta bless people.
You got to.
Yes.
Like, we are blessed to be a blessing. That doesn't mean I have to give everything I have away.
Right.
That means I create opportunities for you to come up.
Yes.
So it's not like, well, Crystal should do this for me. No, what have you done for yourself? God even helps those who help themselves.
He does. He does.
You know, you make one step, I'll make two. That's God waits on you to do something.
Yeah.
Faith without works is dead. You have to do something before I get behind it. You know, it's just, it's life.
Yeah.
A label, you got to give me a product before I push your song.
Yes.
It's always you have to do something. But when it comes to people wanting something from you, it's like, I don't have to do nothing. You should give it to me.
Yeah. No, I worked hard for this. I need you to do the same. You're not going to appreciate it if I just give it to you.
You won't.
You will not, because I wouldn't appreciate it if somebody just gave it to me.
Yeah. So I'm so happy that through this journey of learning and growing and becoming successful, that you're still a student.
Yes. Oh yeah.
We never get to a place where we stop learning.
I learned that from Beyonce and Tyler. Like, I watch this man. He's a billionaire and still goes and sits for 17 hours behind some cameras, directing movies and television shows.
Because most people would be like, I'll pay you to do it.
Yeah. Find someone else to do it.
Right.
Bore someone else with your questions. I'm going to be in my Buckingham Palace.
Yes. And it's like, but when you're hungry and you remember, I say this thing, me and Todd says, I say this thing all the time, and we laugh, but it's so true.
Yeah.
When I think, I thank.
Wow. When I think, I thank.
When I think about where I came from. when I think about I'm not qualified to be here, when I think about I was in my own way. I've done things. I've hurt people. People have hurt me.
Yeah.
I've done so much that I shouldn't even be here. But when I think about that,
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps Tyler behind the camera. That's what keeps you grinding.
Yes.
That's what keeps me going. Because when we think, we think. So it's always about if you can just remember, you'll never get comfortable.
Yeah. Yep. I don't. It's
You'll never
crazy.
get comfortable.
I'm constantly wanting to learn, constantly wanting to hone in on new skills.
Oh my God.
Studying, yeah.
When I look at LeBron James
Yes.
from afar, it's like 20 years he's still playing.
Yeah.
He don't have to.
No.
He has businesses, he has everything. But he remembers
Yes.
where he came from. And when you remember, you never stop going.
Wow.
Because now it's not just about you, Crystal.
No, it's not.
You have people you have a team that depend on you.
Yeah.
That eat because of you. That take care of their families because of you. And you have business partners that build with you.
Yeah.
It's like, man, come on, man. We can't stop. We can't get comfortable. We don't have time to be dealing.
No.
I can't be low.
Yeah.
When God's calling me to be higher.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's why I'm just so grateful and I'm so thankful because I never forget where I came from.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
When I think. I'm definitely taking that.
Yeah, it's simple.
I love that.
That's why. Well, how do you stay so? When I think.
Yeah.
I just remember where I came from, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. Come on, man. Somebody show you, Crystal. This is where you grew up.
Yeah.
This is what you should have. This is what other people in your family have. This is what they settled for. God gave you an opportunity.
Yeah.
Do you think I don't want to go back?
Right.
I'm not hating.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back.
I do not.
I love it here.
I love it here.
And so it's simple.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
This is so good.
This is
oh
so
my
good.
goodness.
You're amazing, man.
We're going to get to one of my favorite parts of the show.
Let's
It's
go.
called Positive Outcomes.
Okay.
Where one of our listeners write in and ask us something. So we're going to give them advice.
Let's go.
All right.
We probably already gave it to him.
Right. And that's what happens a lot of times. Like, we actually touched on this. This one says, "Hey, Crystal, first I'd like to say that I'm extremely proud of you and everything you're doing out here. You are truly a queen. I always said that you inspire how I carry myself. I'm a professional singer, and I've done a lot of background singing for likes of John Legend, Jennifer Hudson, Patti LaBelle, just to name a few." Okay. Yes.
Name dropping. I
That's
love it.
good, yeah. Just because I work with some really big names, my family thinks that I am famous and I have a lot of money. I know what you mean.
Yes.
Therefore, they ask me for money and expect tickets to all the shows.
Wow.
How do I?
Woo.
I know you.
Wait a minute. You're on my street, young lady. Jesus.
How do I make them understand that this success is not theirs, but it's mine? And that if I can help them, then I will, but they should remove their sense of entitlement. Oh, baby girl. My goodness. You know what? That happened to me when I started like working closely with Tyler. Like I would get calls about when he does the plays, they wanted tickets. And like I had connections, I could get like 4 tickets per show. But I would start getting those, and then people like, "Oh, well, you around Tyler? I know you getting this." Same thing with my brother. So I would tell you, definitely let them know, hey, because a lot of people have a misconception that just because you're on TV or on stage that you have a lot of money, and that's not always the case. And be honest with them. Say, hey, this is the real, because sometimes what they're seeing is not what it really is. I would say be honest with them. Say, hey, this is what I'm really making. Like I don't have all that money, and what I do have, I got to take care of me. I'm not there yet where I can take care of everybody else. And I've been in that position where I hope that one day I can, but there were seasons in my life where I wasn't there. So I would just be honest with them and let them know exactly where you are. And when it comes to the entitlement, I've dealt with that too. And that's like one of my biggest pet peeves is when people are entitled to what I have going on. And I would tell people that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like when you do that. I've had to have those conversations with family and my friends as I've continued to ascend. So I would just be honest. Yeah, I would just say, keep it honest with everybody, sweetie.
Yes, I love that. I love that. If I could add to that, I would say people have to learn how to manage their expectations. You know, people have these expectations of you, and they're really unfair because the moment I don't meet your expectation, I'm already failing.
That's
So
real.
where you set the bar on where your expectations are,
Yeah.
no matter how high or low they are. And then the moment I do anything that doesn't line up with what your expectations are, I'm funny, I'm different, I'm changing.
Yes.
So people have to learn how to manage their expectations. The other thing I would say is if there's not a covenant relationship, then you're not entitled. Don't call me for no tickets if we ain't talked in 3 weeks. If we ain't talked in 3 months.
Hello.
Like I've been on tour and people ask me for tickets I ain't talked to in years. I'm like, what gives you the unmitigated gall to feel like you can pick up your phone and call me and ask me when we don't even talk?
Literally.
And real friends, real family, people who love you, support you.
They support you.
So they don't mind paying.
They gonna bite.
They don't mind paying.
You heard that?
When they really support you.
Yes.
Like nothing is given. Everything is earned.
Yeah.
So do not carry the weight of somebody else's expectations.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah, do not feel like you're obligated to do anything for anybody
That's good.
that you're not.
Yeah.
You're not like, again, like if they love you, girl, I'm coming to the concert. I got no money. I'm in the nosebleed, but I'm there. Then something might move on my heart and be like, oh, I'm gonna have somebody move you down.
Yep, I'll get you backstage after.
Yeah, but because people want to be around people who support them.
Yes.
I have a friend who's on tour right now. Not only am I giving my time, my gift, but I bought tickets that I didn't even use.
Me too.
And bless somebody else.
I bought tickets. I couldn't even go. I was like, I'm still gonna get tickets just so I support, because that's what you do for
That's
people
what
that
you
believe
do.
in and that you care about.
If Crystal started a clothing line or started something, I'm gonna buy it. I probably can't even wear it, but I'm gonna buy it and bless my wife or bless my daughter or bless somebody else, because friends support friends. So again, don't get caught up in that thing where you're trying to match their expectations. Ask them to adjust theirs.
Yep. Oh, that's good. You got that, sweetie? All right. I love it. That was good, Ike. All right. We're going to do what I'm going through and what I'm growing through. And for me, oh, Lord, this is a good one, especially when it comes to what we just talked about. I am going through accepting where I am in my life and honestly controlling my my expectations of where I should be and trying not to, you know what I'm saying, get ahead of myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm growing through understanding that I'm in a season where it's okay to be about me.
Ooh,
you know, because you spend so many years of your life just focused on everybody else, giving. And it's like, okay, this year I gotta get my house in order. I gotta make sure Crystal's good. And not just the house, my house, my soul. So knowing that I'm growing through that, knowing that it's okay to focus on you and it's not selfish.
No, it's not.
Because it's not saying it's all about me. I'm still making sure people are good, but there's some areas of my life where I had to be like, no, I can't do that because I need to do this for me right now.
Absolutely.
So that I can pour into you.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm going through and what I'm growing through.
I love that. I love that, because you can't be good for anybody else until you're good for yourself. You know,
exactly.
And you're in a weird season too, because you have to be very careful, prayerful, and watchful, because from relationships, whether it be friends, family, even men, because you're beautiful, you're single, and everybody want to be with Crystal.
Where they at though?
Yeah, they ain't ready. That's where they at. They ain't ready. Because if you ain't bringing more than what I already got, and you can't do for me what I've already done for myself, you add no value. Yeah. So you have to understand it's just a weird space you're in. But I think, like you said, working on your house and your soul, it gives you that discernment and that foresight to see up the street and around the corner. You know, for me, what I'm going through and growing through is I'm in a weird place. I don't know what this is gonna air, but either I'm turning 50 or I'm already 50. I don't know. Right. But this year I'll be 50. And for me, the fear of getting older, grateful that I'm alive, but the fear of getting older and still being relevant, the enemy has tried to plague me with that. Like, you're getting older, this is a young man's game. And it's like, well, I ain't out here trying to take off my clothes. And I ain't trying to take off my shirt and sing, you know? You know, I still can do what I do at a high level because I work on my craft. I work hard at it and so on and so forth. So that's one thing that I'm going through. At the same time, I have 2 older kids. I have a 29-year-old daughter and a 25-year-old son. And that relationship has always been strained for so many different reasons. Whether it's what we've been talking about pretty much all day, people can look at your life and think that you have more than what you have, or their perception of your success is bigger than what it actually is.
Yeah.
So that expectation of, if you did this for me, if you did this for me, then I could be here, I could be there. It's like, but you're grown now, and I've done my part as a father, and the guilt that I allowed people to put on me because I didn't do it the way they felt like I could do it, without understanding why I went through what I went through. It's been a strange place. Like my daughter just got married.
Oh, wow.
And I was in a weird place. I was like, do I go? And I was like, okay, I'm going. Because the relationship just been so weird. When I say do I go, like I wanted to go, but I didn't know if I would be received. I didn't know what the expectation would be. But it was, I went, and then I came home. I went that Saturday. I came home that Saturday night, and then that Sunday I went to church, and I was at the altar crying all day.
We both were.
Right beside you.
Yes.
Because
we all were.
It was almost like God was saying, you won't carry that guilt anymore. You won't carry that shame anymore. You won't have to give an explanation for what I know you did right.
Yeah.
You know? And so growing through that and releasing myself from the guilt, the shame has been a process, because sometimes we hold on to things that God has already thrown away.
Jesus. That's me. That's why I was on the altar.
Yeah, like it's like, oh yeah, what you praying about again? It's almost like this, like, oh, you praying about that?
Yeah.
I got you, but this time it's gone for good.
Yes.
It's almost like that's my interpretation of how God sees us. We come back to him stuff and he's already forgotten about it. He has to recall it.
Yes.
Because he's already released us. We haven't released ourselves.
Yes.
And that's what I'm growing through.
I love
and
it.
I feel so free.
I feel it on you.
I feel so liberated, because it's like, yo, I felt like there was the one thing that I didn't release myself from. And now that I've released that, now I'm out of the way and God can do the other things that he wants to do in my life. So that's what I'm growing through and going through. But it's all
love
good.
it. Yeah. That's so good. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
That's so good. Okay, so we do a keep it blank, sweetie.
Right.
And from what we talked about, one of the things, especially dealing with survivor's remorse, is for me, I would say keep it moving, sweetie. When you feel like this no longer serves you, just keep it moving.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Keep it moving, sweetie.
I would say keep it humble, sweetie.
Ooh, that's good.
Keep it humble.
Yes.
You know, if you stay small enough long enough, God will make you big enough soon enough. Just stay low.
That was a word.
Stay chilly.
Yes.
Stay humble. You know, and God will exalt you.
Yes, he
will. You know, you don't have to tell everybody what you got.
Yep.
You got to tell everybody all the moves you're making. Just chill.
Just chill.
You know, stay humble, stay low, and because, like I told you, what's coming is better than what's been.
Yes.
So if you just stay humble, it's easy. So stay humble, sweetie.
Stay humble, sweetie. Oh my goodness, I hope you all have been blessed the way I've been blessed. Goodness, this is so good.
This is good, man.
So good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Keep It Positive, Sweetie. If you want to write in to our positive outcomes, write in to keepitpositivesweetie@gmail.com. You guys can follow me on all platforms at Love, L-U-V, Crystal Renee. Ike, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Ike Nice, IKENICE.
Do you have any music or anything coming out?
I'm actually in the studio working on some stuff now, so you'll hear about that. And I'm trying, Crystal got me in this acting thing. We've been talking. She's been giving me some play-by-play. So I'm just trying.
You booked something too. What was your first?
I did a Christmas movie on Lifetime called Kurt Franklin's Christmas movie, whatever. I forgot my movie. I can't forget your first.
Right. It's okay.
Anyway. Yeah, I did a movie, and it was exciting, and I got bit.
Bit by, by the acting bug.
Yeah, I called Crystal like, can I really do this?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Now keep going. Do this and do this and do this. And I started running the plays. So, yeah, I'm here. I'm planning on
we cannot
turn it up.
Yes, and first of all, you do not look 50. I was the same
Come
way.
on, sis.
Yeah, I was the same way when I turned 40 last year. I didn't
You
put
40?
I turned 40 last year. I didn't even want to put on the invitation how old I was turning. Because you know how the industry is. It's like,
Crystal, I probably go, you like you in your. I mean, I know you in your 20s, but you look like it, and I didn't think you was in your 40s yet.
yeah, I just turned 40.
Wow.
Yeah. So like I feel the same. I felt the same way. And
Yeah.
I think it was a thing where I was like, okay, you know what? Just be grateful because people aren't making it to 40. And be grateful that because people aren't making it to 50. But then
Yes.
you're the other and you're like, how many more years do I have left? You know? Like I might
Yes.
have another good 30 on this
I'm
earth.
telling you, but I'm taking care of myself,
Me too.
my skin,
Yeah.
everything. I'm just trying to stay right. And next time y'all see me, this body gonna be right.
Listen, okay, mine too. We're gonna be consistent. All right, thank you guys so much. Tune in next week where we're gonna be talking about so many great things. And in the meantime, keep it positive, sweetie. Bye, y'all.